What is up, guys? It's your boy Kagi back at it again with another video, and in this video I bring you IVANONTECH, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of you might know who he is, but I know a lot of you are new to the industry and you might not know who IVANONTECH is. IVANONTECH is an industry leader in everything that has to do with blockchain, ladies and gentlemen. I've been a fan of this guy and I'm just very excited to have him here. He interviewed me in his channel right here, as you guys can see in the screen. Let me show you guys. Okay, I think I lost the screen. But the point is that IVANONTECH is an industry leader, 400,000 subscribers on his main channel. And also he has another company called Moralis that actually allows you to develop, apps on the blockchain. Super simple. So if you're a noob and you have an idea, crazy idea, make sure you check this out. And we're going to talk to him about it as well. So Ivan, thank you for being here, man. I appreciate it.
Good to be here, KG. And yeah, such a pleasure because I really enjoy your channel. You found a great niche with gaming, and I like your energy. In many cases, it reminds me of Good Morning Crypto, like we did it back in the days. So that's good to see. And thanks for having me on here.
For sure, man. Look, my inspiration came from you. This energy, I already had it, but when I saw the go, I'm like,
exactly.
This is me, man. Tell us a little bit about how you started with blockchain, because I did see in your channel that like a long time ago you started with doing technical things in the developing world. So.
Well, from the beginning, I've always been a developer. So I come to blockchain from a development standpoint. I've been developing on Ethereum, developing even on Bitcoin back in the days for years, even before YouTube, before I started YouTube. And my YouTube channel was from the beginning about programming, how to program, how to develop. And then more and more, I started to do YouTube videos about crypto and blockchain. And we really saw that this is what people need, because there are many YouTube videos and channels about programming, even at that point in 2017 when I started. But crypto, it was very few, and it was very niche content that was in high demand. So I switched only to crypto. And yeah, since then we've been doing only crypto YouTube, and it's been a journey. It's been a hell of a journey. It's insane. So it's one of the, of course, most important things that anyone can do is to enter crypto. And there are so many opportunities, whether it is content, creating projects, building something, because this industry is growing exponentially, and it's going to be 100 times bigger in the next 10, 20 years. So it's very important to be in the correct place at the correct time when it comes to opportunities, and crypto is such opportunities. So if you have any idea, if you want to build something or you want to work in crypto, do it, because it's
Moralis. Link in the description. Link in the description, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, well, Moralis is for developers. If you know simple JavaScript, you want to build dApps quickly, then you should of course use Moralis. But even if you're not a developer, but let's say you work in sales, you work in marketing, you want to do something in crypto, join a project, because your opportunities are 100 times bigger here. You can be world-leading expert in your niche in crypto, and you would never be a world-leading expert outside of crypto because the competition is 1,000 times bigger. Crypto is so small, but it's so revolutionary. Everyone is interested. Governments, big corporations, banks, finance, everyone is interested.
Everything.
So for you to reach some kind of high position in your career, just do it in crypto. It's going to be 10 times faster.
Absolutely. And even at a personal level, like you don't even have to work for anybody. Like let's say you could be an accountant. You know how much need there is right now for crypto accountants. People are like, what the fuck? What do I do? What do I do? Even that, like it could be anything. It could be anything. Absolutely, man. Look.
Well, and especially, sorry to interrupt, but especially what you are talking about with NFT games. How do you account that? I mean, people are making mad gains, trading NFTs. Things are going up exponentially. The apes, the Kongs, whatever you have here, the bananas are going nuts. The Treevers. I entered some plots in Treevers. I saw you bought some of them as well. But is it income? Is it a capital investment? Is it what is it? How do you define it on an accounting level? So I think accounting is massive, and I know a lot of people that already are doing pretty good businesses just helping with accounting, because that's the thing. When you're building a business, you want to have wealthy clients. The best business you can build is when your clients are wealthy, because they don't care. They need a solution. They don't care about the pennies. If you have a business and your clients are struggling financially themselves, it's gonna be a nightmare for you, because they're gonna count every penny, and you don't want such clients. Ideally, if you can choose, of course. And so, if you are a crypto accountant, you have wealthy clients, and these wealthy clients, they have a problem because they don't know what the hell taxes, how it works in crypto, and they're very worried. They don't want to have this anxiety, constant worry that they didn't do taxes correctly. So of course they will pay you a lot. So it's just looking at the accounting, and then there are so many other professions that are like that, the same in crypto. So crypto
and
is
it's
full of
accessible, very accessible, which is the crazy part that people don't not understanding very much. It's like I had a company here a few months ago that told me, "Oh, we'll manage your thing and this and that, blah blah blah." And I told them, "Wait, I have direct contact with everything I need.
Exactly.
Like, I can go to
yes.
Discord and talk to Gary V,
Exactly.
to IVANONTECH, right? Like, you know,
It's crazy.
so it's very accessible. So this is the moment to get in, especially if you are a developer. Use Moralis, ladies and gentlemen. I really like that project, man. If I was a developer, I would be there. But anyways, man, so you made a transition very recently. You were doing obviously coins projects, going live, and then you made
Yes.
this drastic switch, which I obviously understood, and now I see even more clear. And it's something very important that we need right now in the industry, and it's teaching people how to build, because we have more leechers than seeders, meaning that people are extracting more than what they're giving to the
Yes,
industry. So I see that you come from that, perspective here. So how does that work with Moralis, with your academy as well? So
Well, I've always been a developer, and for the YouTube channel, it's been growing amazingly well. But at some point, you also reach a plateau of development, and for me, it's always important to be developing myself. And so it already started. This transition already started a year ago, really, because Moralis, the idea for it and the implementation really started in the late 2020, and we started to think about what we can do and how we can help developers, because we see developers all the time struggling. In our academy, we teach development, and we know all of the pain points. So we build a platform for developers where we solve all of the pain points. We give them the tools, the libraries, and so on and so forth. And so that is how it came about. And also that's the growth for me, how to achieve even more in terms of development. How can we not only do content, which we know how to do already, and it took years to learn, but okay, how do we now organize a development team? How do we organize a whole organization that works on delivering development tools? And now we're serving a lot of clients with our infrastructure. I just looked at the stats. Last few weeks, we had billions and billions of requests, different dApps, just requesting a bunch of things from our infrastructure. So it's great to see, because it's a whole other level of meaning that I, for example, now have in crypto. It's not just that I speak about things, I also do things. And that was a big thing for me, that I didn't only want to speak about them, although that's fantastic and fun. And of course, a lot of education is being spread that way. But as a developer, I also wanted to build something. So that was a long plan, and also long dream, and we started to execute late last year. But then also the markets timed very well. I mean, when we when I took most of my time, I started to put it into Moralis. I also thought that the market was quite good for that, because we mooned like crazy already. So at that point, I thought, look, if I end now, I will end at the top with Good Morning Crypto. And
you called like that. You called it too, bro. That's crazy how you timed that. I don't even how do you even do this? How do you even do this? Yeah.
So Good Morning Crypto really ended at the top, and that's so great to see as well. And I still do YouTube, but most of my attention is building, because that's really where my growth is to a big extent, and we help so many projects and we accelerate the industry. And that's the thing: when developers don't have good tools, they cannot build great apps. So imagine if you are to build a website, you had to speak to the CPU or the RAM, or you had to, as a developer, you had to speak to these low-level components in the computer. We would never have a vibrant, mass-adopted internet if you had to do websites like this. But no, when you want to create a website, it's very easy. You have an easy programming language. You're far away from the machine. You don't care about the RAM, the hard drive, the monitor. You don't care about that. So the same as with Moralis. We're removing all of the complexity. So if you build the app using Moralis, it works on Ethereum, on Binance Chain. It works everywhere. If it comes a new blockchain, it works instantly there. So developers can feel safe that they're not wasting their time building on a blockchain which will be irrelevant soon. And this is like it is in the PC world as well. When you develop for Windows, you don't care if tomorrow there is a new CPU, or tomorrow there is a new screen, or tomorrow there is a new printer getting to the market, because your app will work with all of them. So that's the idea with Moralis. So yeah, that's it's been a big project, and it is a big project, but I love it. It's really what I'm here for.
It's a huge project. I actually have not seen any project do this type of accessibility, to be honest. Sorry about that. Accessibility, I think, is so important, because we have this problem right now where, like you said, people are going, They're building on one platform, and then they can't get out when they realize that it's not working, their platform. And I seen it with games. With games have this huge problem. Oh, I built an engine, and then I come with an idea, and I've been in that position. I'm like, hey guys, you should do governance, this and that. No, wait, we're tied to engine, and now we can't get out and do our own token or our own ecosystem, because now we're stuck here. And I seen it many times. So very, very important.
And the same is, look at the big dApps on Ethereum. Let's say Solana becomes big, because never say never. It might seem unreasonable today to say that Solana will take over Ethereum, but it may happen. Facebook took over MySpace. Google took over Alta Vista, Yahoo. Of course, it can happen. But okay, all of the dApps on Ethereum then are worthless. They have to start from absolute zero, because they're building on Ethereum specifically. It's like building your app for specific CPU and hard drive instead of building it on something like Moralis, where it will work on Solana and stuff like that. So yeah, it's like you say, completely.
No, that can completely happen. That's absolutely true. We've seen it in many industries, many industries, not only in Facebook and MySpace, Netflix, Blockbuster. There's so many examples. So many examples. So yeah, absolutely. Now let's jump into NFTs, because there's a few things I want to talk about. Number one is that you built an NFT. You did your own NFT like early mid 2020. You connected it to a live stream, and for me, for you might be a simple thing, right? Like, oh, I connect this, of course, you know. But for me, it was like a wow moment, because this NFT actually gave you a status in your live stream chat, and that is something that's what people want. That's what people are here for with the NFTs. Oh, I have the status, right? And it works perfect for content. It happens on Twitch, right? You pay for subscription, you have your little badge or whatever, and what you did was amazing through an NFT. Now you got out, but now you came back, and I saw a video where you were like, how do we even measure an NFT project, you know, in terms of like the market cap of the NFTs? Like, how do we do that? Have you figured something out there?
Exactly. I was speaking about Triverse, because I bought a few land there, and you know, Triverse was the first project where I spent a lot of time in altcoins. I'm good at alts. In NFTs, also, like we discussed, it's not my strong side. But with Triverse, for the first time, number one, I love the idea that it's RuneScape, but for blockchain. And I come from a RuneScape background. I played like hell as a kid, RuneScape. And also, I felt that the prices were quite low. I bought my land for like 0.4. I saw you bought your for 0.2 or something. So I said, hey, let's try to enter NFTs through that. And I obviously try to use my framework like I do with alts. What is the market cap? What is diluted market cap? Can it moon 10x very quickly? How will it be? So my way of calculating that was simple. All lands there are the same. There's no better land or worse land. So I just took it as a fungible calculation. So I just took the price multiplied by the amount, and it was approximately 15. I think since then they doubled or something, maybe even more. But hey, look, I don't know how Triverse is going to be. I'm not sponsored by them at all. I'm just sharing that it's a project that I entered where I felt that, hey, the price is low. Now it's not that low anymore. So that's one way of doing it. But then, of course, you see at the Kongs, the apes, you probably know way better because you have a way more experience. In that video, I was just talking about my first initial thoughts. But how do you do that? I mean, when do you know a project is expensive or not expensive in terms of the NFTs?
Damn, that is very, very hard. I think I look at all the metrics within the project, and there is a few, depending on the people that are in the project. For example, Kongs, I know there's a lot of millionaires there, so that price is not going down. They're not interested in selling. They're not interesting. There's a lot of projects where it's like low level, economic level people. Now, I don't want to like make people feel bad, but there's people that don't have a lot of money, and as soon as something it's a little bit, boom, they sell. But with Kongs, we have people with millions of dollars. So it's either you buy it at 30 ETH or I'm not selling it.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
so that's where there's some projects that you can't really calculate if it's high or low. It's kind of like if you understand the community, then you know whether it's gonna keep going up or down, right?
Yeah, and, and it's so much more work than that's also why for me to go from alts to NFTs, I see the amount of work needed, and it's 10 times more work than in alts. In alts, I have a great framework where you just compare use cases. Oh, this is like Chainlink on Binance Chain. I mean, psychologically it works. Or this is like a new Oracle on this other thing, and it's so small compared to. So there are many psychological ways you can know how market will react to new projects. But with NFTs, like you say, it's more looking at the community. The reason why I went into this treeverse is because I found guy on Twitter, and I think Aave founder was retweeting him, something like. So yeah, I just I saw that clue and I used that as base, but it's 10 times more time. So of course, all the NFT games, people say, oh, so easy, it's so degen, by JPEG, it moves, but it's very difficult. It's insanely difficult.
It is very difficult, and sometimes people can't explain why something so simple has so much value. And a lot of the times, it is exactly that. And IVANONTECH is a perfect example. There's a lot of people with money in IVANONTECH, and it's literally a freaking, I have it right here in IVANONTECH, and it's literally a little pixelated thingy, right? With some complexities to it, but at the end of the day, you're like, why is that so high? And it's because there's a bunch of billionaires that don't want to sell it, and they don't give a damn. It's like, imagine Gary Vee. He's not interested in selling. He might flip a few things, but he's just having fun. So he's ready to put down money. So for the people that are new to this industry, those are the clues that you got to look for, so that although you don't have a lot of money, you can benefit from those communities. You make a little flip, and now you start growing your cash base.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what people need to do. They need to do a little flip, because that's the same with me. I mean, I entered Treeverse. I could already now sell them for double profit. I mean, it's 100% in like 3 days or something. And you get bitten by the industry, by the NFTs. Now you understand that, okay, I can actually get money out, because that's the problem many people have with NFTs. I buy it. How the hell will I find a buyer for my NFT now that I bought, and they will buy specifically my NFT? It sounds scary, but when you try it and you see, I put money in, I get money out. Okay, perfect. Then you get the hang of it. You
start getting the hang of it. You have to sell. Absolutely. And I think the closest part from NFTs and altcoins, I think the closest thing is narrative. That's like the closest thing that you can. But in NFTs, there's a lot of narratives as well in terms of.
But do they work? For example, I did see CryptoPunks, obviously, but then COVID punks, or something punks. I mean, do they work, these copies? Because in altcoins it does work. Like, for example, Chainlink on Binance, Chainlink on this, or Aave on their. Oh, it's Compound, but on Polygon. I mean, these things work in altcoins. They do pump. Is it the same in NFTs, you would say?
Yeah, it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same, and the narratives are so similar. I mean, you got Bored Apes, right? It worked. You got Cyber Kongs. It worked. They're kind of similar. Now you have Subducks. It works. You got many other Hashmask, right? It works. I mean, it repeats over and over and over. Those narratives are very short, though. Right now, the narrative is people are copying Kongs. You have a Kong. Now you create, with this Kong, you're creating this token, and this token actually gives you utility within that NFT project. So now Subducks is doing the same. So you might see it repeated a few more times, and then something else will come out, and then you follow that.
Subducks.
SUP.
Subduck. I'll check them.
Yeah, and OpenSea, that the founder of OpenSea was one of the first chilling it, like straight up chilling it, like yo, buy this,
Yeah.
But another community, still very early in terms of the price. Look at the price compared to Kongs. And
yeah, I see Subducks. It's 0.4. Yeah, I will.
And the community, let me tell you something. A lot of money as well. A lot of money. So you get in right now, for the people that don't have a lot of money, that you might afford one or two of these. It might work. Not financial advice.
Not financial advice.
It might work though. It might
Hey, you're
work.
buying JPEGs. What kind of financial advice? Look, if you're buying JPEGs as financial advice, you need to check your office upstairs, like I'm saying. So obviously, not financial advice. We're speculating on JPEGs.
On
And that's,
JPEG.
I mean, at some point, it's insane. I mean, where this will lead, because we find new ways of value, of new ways people get drawn, and that's why crypto can. I mean, this industry will never die, because it really is based in one of the core human drivers, and that is speculation. Look, we will speculate on anything, and that's the first time we can do it freely. If I can buy JPEGs of DAX or cyberkongs, I mean, people want to do, even if they lose money, you know, responsible, irresponsible. Doesn't matter. People love it. People love it. So that's why I'm very bullish on NFTs. In bear market, bull market, people always will do something like this: play games,
Absolutely.
speculate. Yeah.
And not only that, look, here's the thing. We haven't seen an industry of consumers yet. Right now, we have speculators. We have people that want to play to earn because they're not doing very well in their country, right? We have like these two spectrums, but we don't have the middle spectrum, which is the kid in high school that is like, he's consuming this NFT skin, not necessarily to flip it. He really wants to play the game, and he's just buying it and telling his mom, give me $100, give me $200, and he wants to buy that skin. We still don't have those consumers that are just consuming and they don't care about flipping or any of that. And when we get that, especially in the United States, that we haven't seen it yet, we just have investors, speculators, and then the other spectrum is low income. In country, we don't have the middle spectrum yet. We don't have a lot of that, and I can see a booming market when that happens. I don't know when that's gonna happen.
I mean, at some point, I don't know if there will be a middle market, to be honest. Because look, if let's say you're a kid and you bought something and then it moves, well, suddenly you become a speculator. I think everyone who enters that middle market, they will be now they see the things. You start. It's kind of like in RuneScape. I remember the items, the trading of assets and trading of items. It was a core thing. I don't know if you played it, but it was legendary at that point, where you can flip different, armor, swords. So everyone in RuneScape, they kind of became also a speculator. So I think it's inevitable that once you start playing something, and of course it becomes fun, you start using it more. If you can earn some things by playing the game and it's fun. So yeah, but I think speculation will always draw in people, because now this is possible. A kid playing a game can earn $10K dollars if he finds some asset. 10K is like 3 ETH. It's like, a few of these ducks. Easy. It's life-changing. Imagine like you're 7, you find a freaking sword, it's worth 3 ETH. Like it is now. You're richer than your parents, basically. It's insane.
That's true. I mean, I interviewed a kid, a 12-year-old in my channel here, and this kid, like, he literally plays Axie and he flips and does all this stuff. And he found my channel and he bought land in Axie, and then he flipped it. He bought it for like 0.2, like back in the day.
Yeah.
He flipped it for like 1.5. I was like, what? This kid is
That's
12.
crazy.
And he also lost money. And he contacted me like, I lost money. I don't know what to do. And I told him, look, I had to give him like almost like adult advice. But this kid is learning. I told him like, look, don't worry about it. Money comes, money goes. Okay. You got to be more careful. You got to take care of your wallets better, blah, blah, blah. And then he was like, okay, thank you for the advice. And now he's at another level. He's at a higher level than anybody in the world right now. It's crazy to me. It's crazy.
Yeah. But that also shows you why banks cannot survive. I mean, you cannot survive. Because now 12-year-olds are trading in their bedroom. They're buying stuff. They're doing what you are not supposed to do until you're like 50 normally, to trade on markets. Just imagine a few years ago, trading stocks before Robinhood app. It wasn't that easy. You had to be like some kind of brokerage account. It was now kids, 12-year-old, they speculate, leverage, NFTs. Everything is accessible through the phone. No KYC, no nothing. It's mind blowing. And so it will be interesting to see how the world will shape, because you look at the government, you look at all the decision makers. At the end of the day, they should represent the people. That is how it should be. The government represents the people, and people clearly want to have NFTs. They want to have DeFi. So I hope that the world moves in that direction, that we can have this free open finance. Is it gonna be more bad guys using money online than now? Well, probably, but more people gonna be also using that. It's gonna be like internet. You have a few bad guys using internet for communicating, yes, but then there are billions of people using it for normal things. The same with crypto. Will it be more bad guys using online money? Yes, but then also billions of people will be doing normal stuff. So I think it's inevitable that the world has to go in that direction. And that's, we're also entering now the times where this is getting tested, where the traditional finance is trying to like push crypto into the old ways, how it should be, that you want to use some kind of wallet. Okay, now you have to get onboarded as client, do KYC, this and that. And I'm not too sure that this is the way that the future is going to be, because we clearly see that people love this crypto way 100%. So it's very interesting times for sure now.
To add to your point there, like I see this when you shut down a protocol, let's say you were able to shut it down as a government, these are like viruses, good viruses though, right? These are like viruses. You shut this one down, another one pops up. You shut this one down, another one pops up. It never ends. So they're never going to win the fight. Never. If you shut down Uniswap, it's a mind virus. Yeah. It's crazy, man. Let me ask you, do you have any idea of making a game in the future? Because, I mean, you understand how to manage teams. You understand development. You understand marketing. You understand YouTubers. You know, I just contacted a game, without saying the name here, and I sent them my YouTube to tell them, like, hey, I do NFT gaming. And the CEO was like, yeah, but I need more information on you. I'm like, I just gave you my YouTube. I don't expect you to know me, but I just gave you my YouTube. What more information do you need? But for you, it would be like, I know this is good content, So you could put a team together, is my point. Do you have any idea of doing that in the future? That would be insane. I would buy in. Pamp. Call it PAMP.
Exactly. Well, if we do any coin, it would be Moralis token. If we would do that, because we do infrastructure, and of course we could do game, but it would be a bit too much attention in different directions. So we want attention in one direction, and that is the infrastructure. But one of the key areas of our infrastructure, it is NFTs that people use a lot. For example, how to get NFTs of your user, how to get metadata for all NFTs, how to get all the information, how to launch a store quickly, NFT store. So we would be doing that. But a game, it's a very different thing actually from what we do now, because game, it's a lot more psychology. I mean, to do a good game, you need to be a great psychologist. So doing a game, it's a bit more like doing a YouTube channel, because YouTube is also mostly psychology with a thumbnail and title and stuff like that. So game needs to be the same, that people don't only see the graphics, because graphics are, it's very unimportant actually to have good graphics. It's more this game loop to get people hooked, that they see the game, they love it, it's interesting to them. So game is actually not that much about tech. It's mostly about the psychology. And then of course you need to have great tech, but tech is maybe the least important thing, because we see some low tech games like, Flappy Bird or something. As long as it's fun, people will play it like hell. So if we do any coin, it will be Moralis coin, but we don't have any coin right now. So beware of scams. If somebody tries to sell you some Moralis coin, it's not real. And we do infrastructure mostly. But it's like we are, like Unreal Engine, or we're like Unity of the blockchain, because a big part of our infrastructure is of course NFTs and games. Yes.
And how many games do you guys have already games onboarded? I know you're looking into that.
Yeah. We have, for example, the Polymon World. It's a 3D game based on Pokemon monsters. Basically, you can log in, you can see your NFTs, you can play around. We also work with Abagotchis, the mini games on Abagotchis. We actually do a hackathon with them right now, and we have integration there. So it's a lot of games, and also a lot of NFT related products like wallets, like marketplaces. So it's coming along very nicely. And if you go to Moralis Web3 YouTube channel, you can see there, because we post these different projects that are that we know are using our infrastructure. It's the NFT game space and infrastructure part of it is huge, because to build something in the NFT space, you need to unite a bunch of different protocols. It's not just that you look at ERC721 or ERC1155, because all NFTs, they don't follow standards. Like CryptoPunks doesn't follow the standards. They don't do their NFT in the same way like the newest NFT do. NFTs on OpenSea, in many cases, they're not even on chain before somebody buys them. When you mint NFT on OpenSea, it's not actually on chain before the first transaction. So it's a lot of stuff you have to figure out that we do very easily with Moralis.
So basically you guys are like a wrapper. Like you put everything through Moralis, and then
Yeah, a way to think about this is middleware, where you have a bunch of different projects, a bunch of different NFTs, infrastructures, and then we're on top where we unite everything so that everything can be used in exactly the same way. I do this parallel a lot to how PC works. You know, you have many different printers, screens, USBs, devices, webcam, but you as a developer, you don't care how they work. You just speak to Windows, to the operating system, or when you build a website, you don't care which CPU the computer has. You just speak to Chrome and that's it. So yeah, it's like a middleware on top.
Bro, you're gonna become a multi-trillionaire. I swear to God, I'm literally talking here, ladies and gentlemen, to the next Bill Gates, to the next Steve Jobs. I swear to God, I see you in a few years, man. Like, people are gonna, like, nobody's building this. Maybe there's a few, I don't know, but I haven't seen anybody building this. This is a standard, basically. It's a standard.
Well, the most important thing is that it helps the community. Exactly. I mean, if the community is happy and it grows perfect, I mean, then we have achieved the goal. If people really adopt it and it helps them, then we have achieved the goal for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Hey, man, I think I don't want to take too much more of your time. I think it was a great conversation, and we'll have many, many, many more.
Well,
Yeah.
before we end,
Go ahead.
let's leak some alpha about NFTs. So
Okay.
we leak some subducts. Give me more to check.
All right, subducts, definitely cyberkongs. Definitely
But cyberkongs are crazy expensive now, right? I mean, the boat has sailed on them.
Yeah, but think about it again, like what I said. Okay, think about what I said. When Coco gave me a cyberkong as a payment, it was 5 ETH. 5 ETH. I sold it at 25 ETH. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
So it has sailed, but it hasn't. It just depends. And since the community, like I told you, is a community with a lot of money that is not looking to flip, dump, whatever, right? They're not looking to do that. You can benefit from a strong community that is not dumping in the market, right? And you can see the prices went down a little bit. It was at 1.5 the other day. And they adjusted because, there are some people that have massive amounts of this Kongs, and they're adjusting the market a little bit more. They're probably like at 1 ETH right now, or 0.9, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, they're not that expensive, but I heard that some Kongs are, like you said, 25 ETH, but that's a different Kong, right?
That's a Genesis, but those are 40,
Genesis.
50 ETH right now.
I
could have waited 2 or 3 days, and it would have been 40 ETH, which is crazy.
So looking at subducts, how does that work? Are they all the same, or there are different ones?
They have rarities. You can definitely go to OpenSea, and on the left side, on the left bar, you can see the rarities, and it's up to you, but it's very simple to understand, right? You can look rarity in terms of clothing. You can look at rarity in terms of head, in terms of eyes. So you can choose your rarity, and then you can combine rarities. So rare eye, there's only 3 of these with this rare shirt. Okay, I like that one, right? So there's a lot of it like in the art world. It's almost like a sense of like you can sense it. You can be like, yo, that's a good one. That's a good one, right? It's not that easy. It's intuition, but if you go by rarity, if you buy the rarest and the earliest, you always be a winner if the project moons, right? So that's very important to do right from the bat. Right as soon as you identify a good project, you buy the best. And that's what Coco did on cyberkongs, and that's what he did in Axie as well. He has the biggest amount of mystic Axies. But he did this in 2018. Nobody saw it. He saw it. He understood this concept that if Axie blows up, I will have the best Axies out there. So same thing with Aavegotchi. People are sleeping on those, right? Because if you get Gen 1 Aavegotchis in 2 years, you're like, yo, I have Gen 1 Aavegotchis. I don't have the best Gen 1s. I have 4 Gen 1s, but trust me, those Gen 1s compared to Gen 2, Gen 3, Gen 4, or whatever comes out later on, it's going to be way more expensive.
So tell me, why did CryptoKitties fail? Because at this point, nobody really cares about them. So what happened there? They had some bad tokenomics, rarities, or what happened?
Yeah, basically, look, I never got into CryptoKitties, but it was very simple. The concept was like you could just breed, click and breed, and it has complexities to it, but you could infinitely breed. So it's a relative scarcity, right? It just keeps breeding. I mean, I'm sure there's some certain percentages that they're hard to get, but you could get them by gambling, basically. Pam, 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 pam. combining together until you get the best or a combination that is good. So supply and demand, basically a very simple concept, supply and demand. And that is why in Axie right away from the beginning they said we're gonna have this amount of mystic Axies that have this amount of rarity, these are the rarest Axie, and everything else is use case. These are the collectibles. There's 1,300 something mystic Axies, and in my opinion, undervalued right now, because people are sleeping on those. People are focused on the play to earn. But 30 ETH for an Axie, for a project that has 1 million players, $1 billion in volume, a mystic Axie at 30 ETH versus a Cyberconks that I just sold for 25 ETH. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, Axie has 1 million players and way more money and way more clout and way more everything. So why is a Mystic Axie 30 ETH versus a Cyberkong that is 25 ETH? It's very simple. People is clouded by the play to earn aspect of it. Now, some people will find those and be like, yo, this is undervalued, right? But yeah, you could find those. Let me see if I have another one. You got Cool Cats as well. You got
Cool Cat, let me check.
You got Cool Cats. You got Wicked Cranium. There's so many, man. If you go to rarity.tools, that is the best place to find them.
Rarity, nice. That tools. Let's see. Featured.
Yeah. You can even find the upcoming ones. You could gamble there. Gamba.
Crazy, man. Yeah, I'll check there. But yeah, it's like a whole new ecosystem. Whole new.
Bro, I want to see you, man, build more stuff like as an NFT, right? As an NFT with utilities, because I feel like you understand this. Although you say, oh yeah, I'm new, whatever, I don't know too much. Like you understand what utility is and how to give utility at a technical level, right?
Yeah, for sure. And when I say I'm new, it's more of the financial aspect, why they moon, how they moon, stuff like that. But even when we did our NFTs, the most important thing is community, because you go to Rarible or OpenSea, if you don't know the community, it's all worthless to you. Like all of because it's JPEGs, but JPEGs become very valuable if other people look at it and like, wow, I also want that. It's like all NFTs are JPEGs. Even Big Boy Pants, they're JPEGs. But why did people buy? Because like you say, they want to be in the chat. Because other people see and say, wow. But if nobody knows that, and it's just worthless. But of course, with the DAX, with Cyberkongs, the fact that we know that, it's rare and we actually give it value, then of course. And that's something very important that people need to realize. And one thing that is missing, I feel now, is more of a wallet or more of some kind of interface where I can show off all my different things about one specific project somehow. Well, if I go now to someone's Rarible or someone's OpenSea, it's like it's too much stuff. Like I don't see, if I don't know all of them, I don't know what I'm looking at. So I feel that for the NFT space to really grow, we need more NFT wallets where if I go to someone's page, I can see, wow, this is super rare, and I can see some kind of, rarity metric or stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, if somebody wants to build that, use Moralis, because that's the best way to build something like that.
Bro, I've been saying this for so long. There's a really good app called Rainbow. Rainbow is absolutely insane in my opinion, the way it looks. Now, you translate that into Twitter. Now you have a social media with your NFTs there, and you can just be like, oh, I just bought this share, boom, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
I just don't understand. Like, man, I wish I understood how to do this. I had more money. Like, why is Twitter sleeping on this and YouTube, and why, man? I don't understand. And they know
Discord wanted to add, right?
I did see a survey. They're pumping out surveys.
They should.
Yeah,
but they should add the wallet for sure, and have like different communities based on. I saw Elio Trades discuss that. So yeah, that would be very interesting. But yeah, perfect, man. KG, very nice being here. Thanks a lot for having me on.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for the alpha leaks on NFTs, and hope to do this again soon.
Yeah, make sure you check out also Guild of Guardians, because that has utility. It's an immutable X.
So it's not on OpenSea?
No. No. Okay. But it will be a mobile game. I think the assets there, the legendary assets, are still undervalued because people, connecting to Immutable. It's super easy, Immutable. But I have a video and everything on this. But
well, how do you feel about that? Because it's not. I mean, it's segregated still, right? So it's not as many people with money like in OpenSea, where it's ETH, it's normal ETH. Immutable, it's a bit different, right? The NFTs there are not the same, like, so that's why they're not on OpenSea.
That's where the value is at. That's where the opportunity is at. Nobody, like, not nobody, but the people that are not in the gaming space, deep in the gaming space, they don't know about it. But that, as soon as the game blows up and people start pumping out videos on YouTube and Twitter, like, oh my God, I just killed this monster or whatever. I mean, and all of a sudden now you're an expert. This game is amazing, But But that's where the opportunity is at. And that's why I tell people that is where the opportunity is at, where people don't know, but you see the value. I was getting into Matic from the beginning. I was bridging into Matic, right? I was testing shit out. At BNB, as soon as it came out, Binance Smart Chain, I went in. Immutable, I'm in. The next one, I'm in. VeChain, I went in to see what it was. Just get in, and
exactly.
try and test. That's basically how I see it. I know you understand this, but
that's for sure. That's very good advice. Perfect, KG. Thanks a lot, and thanks guys for watching.
Thank you. Make sure you guys check out Moralis if you're a developer. If you're new to developing, don't worry. IVANONTECH has an IVANONTECH Academy. Very simple, very easy to understand. I mean, just check it out. I'm actually gonna go into IVANONTECH Academy one day because I've been wanting to do it, but I just have so much things to do. Thank you, Ivan. I appreciate it, man. Much love, bro.
Thanks, bro.
All right, man. Bye-bye.